Hi, my name is Augustus, well people call me Gucci, and in this video I'm going to be telling you how I dabbled into the radio business, or should I say the radio industry, the common mistakes people tend to make when they dabble into radio, and the different formats that is radio, and the different styles of radio. I'm going to be also taking my time to mention the different professions you can be involved in were you to be in the radio industry. This is pretty much Radio 101, the path you take to get into radio. There are many ways to get into radio, and there are many reasons to be on radio. The number one reason for me has to be passion. If you have the passion, you're just a stone throw away from getting to the establishment, from kicking the door open and finding yourself in that particular building. There are so many reasons why people dabble into the radio industry. For some, simply because it looks cool, and they think, oh well, it's looking cool. Jessica does it, Frances does it, Bisola does it, I can do it too. James does it, Frank does it, Humphrey does it, so I can do it too. It just looks cool, it looks great, it's perfect for social media. Now, while that might be a motivating factor, it's not enough to sustain your appetite when you finally get into radio. You need to find something that would hold you there while you're there to be a fantastic member of the radio industry. How long you stay depends on how much passion you have. Well, for some companies, how much passion you have. Now, I say for some companies because whilst passion might get you through the door, talent and creativity will keep you there. But before we get into all of that, let's start off with the different jobs available in the radio industry.
Some ROPs now.
Some ROPs again.
Some radio presenting now.
So on the one hand, I think the most popular and the one that a lot of people are jostling to be part of right now has to be radio presenting, or you being a radio presenter. Also, there's now a different name, most companies like to call it the on-air personality, because you have a personality that you show while you're on radio, live on radio. So people listen to you and have a glimpse or an idea of the personality that you have just by listening to you on the radio. But there are so many other jobs and opportunities available in the radio industry besides being an on-air personality. For one, you could be a broadcast engineer. That's a very amazing job as well. You could also be an accountant. I mean, it's a business after all, so you could take advantage of this position. You could also be a HR, all right? You could be part of the human resources department, and that is key as well. You could also be quite prominent and less fancied, a music scheduler. This is the one person or people who are tasked with the responsibility of creating or curating the music schedule or playlist for the radio station. All right. There are other positions and opportunities that are available. As time progresses, I'll let you in on the different positions that are very, very lucrative. For example, the digital department, which is very key in this ever-evolving radio industry. Now, before, all you would need to do is to tune into the radio and get to listen to your favorite on-air personalities or radio presenters or broadcasters. Now, you get to see how they look and what they do via their social media. And even if they do not post rather frequently, which is advisable though, to post on their social media, the company gets to post the personalities on its social media platform just to get you acquainted with the personalities they have in their organization. So yes, these are some of the many job opportunities that are available for you in the radio industry. If you think I missed any prominent one or key position, you can let me know in the comments.
God, forgive me.
Now, radio has come a long way from having a duty continuity announcer, someone who just comes on the radio and talks about anything and everything. Nowadays, radios tend to have formats, and this serves like a guide or a blueprint for what needs to be done on the radio station. So radio format is the overall programming of a particular radio station, and pretty much could focus on a more or less specific audience. But the thing is, a lot of times people see radio formats as a marketing tool. However, depending on the format that you operate, it's open to changes. And sometimes you see radio stations tweak their formats occasionally, and they call this stunting because they're trying to appeal to a certain audience commercially. Now, as time progresses, I'm going to break down the different formats that are available in a radio station, especially a Nigerian radio station. Now we have different radio formats. For example, we have the contemporary hit radio station, CHR, which is known for playing the hit music that a lot of people love to listen to. We also have the adult contemporary music radio station, or the adult contemporary radio station. Those are some of the more popular ones. But also we do have the talk radio station. Pretty much it's more talk and less music. And then, of course, we also do have certain stations that are more grassroots, indigenous, and they are very common in different parts of Nigeria, especially in the Nigeria radio space. So I'm going to be trying as much as possible to tie the different radio stations with the different radio formats in Nigeria. For example, when it comes to indigenous or grassroots radio stations, we're talking about stations like Wazobia FM, Niger FM, Bond FM. When it comes to talk radio, we're talking about stations like Nigeria Info, Lagos Talks, and many more. Brilla FM 2, because it's talking sports. When it comes to hit music stations, we're talking about stations like Beat FM, Sound City, and of course, the biggest in Nigeria, CoolFM Nigeria. Now, like I mentioned before, there's so many jobs in the radio industry, but of course, one of the most prominent and most sought after is being a radio presenter or an on-air personality. And I'm going to give you the guide that is required to be a radio presenter.
These guys know they give me, oh.
While there are so many people who would want to be a radio presenter or an on-air personality, there are some requirements that are needed to be able to function properly in that position. One of such requirements is your talent, your creativity, and a lot of hard work. A lot of people want to be radio presenters without considering that hard work is important. You need to put in the work, you need to put in the performance, you need to be very creative. You also need to possess the talent. Now, I think to be that effective and amazing radio presenter, you need to have these three. Your talent should be there, the creativity must be there, and the hard work. A lot of people who are gifted with an amazing voice, they have good command of diction and English or whatever language it is they communicate with on radio, but they do not possess enough creativity to take it to the next step. Also, there are people who, unfortunately, do not put enough hard work in their craft, and more often than not, they become boring or less fancied when you look at the pool of talents in the radio industry. Now, how do you start off to become a radio presenter in some of the companies in Nigeria? I'll be telling you that and more in our next video. So how do you get a job as a radio presenter in Nigeria in the Nigerian radio media space? I'll be telling you that and more in our next video on this channel. So please do me a favor, try to engage this video, like, share, subscribe to this. The channel is Augustus Aigbe, and of course our focus is Radio 101. How do you get into the Nigerian radio media space? More of that in the next video. Ciao. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.